Hi, welcome to my channel, my Lioness name. My name is Nechelle. And in today's video, I'll be speaking with you all about my celibacy journey. May 1st of this year made 1 year that I have been celibate. And I became celibate not for religious reasons, but for personal reasons. So my own spiritual journey as well as a healing journey. I just recently I don't want to say I just recently got because it was last year, but I was married, or I've been married for altogether, when you would include a separation, 14 and a half years. And so May of last year, I was still living in South Florida with my now ex-husband. At the time that I'm recording this, I've already had just 2 days ago, I had the final hearing for the divorce. And so now I'm just waiting on documentation. But I was living in South Florida with my husband at the time. And then we ended up moving, when I say we, myself and my 2 younger children, we moved back home to North Florida in June. So I decided when I ended that marriage that I wasn't going to rush into anything new, like any new relationships. Initially, I kind of knew I was going to be celibate, but I didn't really put any thought or a lot of effort behind, like, I'm going to make sure I do this or that. I'm just like, okay, I'm going to go with the flow, but I do know I do not want to be in a relationship anytime soon. And I knew I did not want to have meaningless sex. So, in all transparency, I did not have any type of sexual relations with anyone, and so far it definitely has been a year. However, when I first moved back home, I did find out that an ex, he was also going through a divorce, and we eventually we eventually started back communicating. We were able to get each other's telephone numbers through someone we know in common. And so we did communicate by phone. And at some point, the conversations got kind of like heated and like, things could happen. And at some point during those exchanges, well, first of all, it's almost like I could hear his pain, like his pain of going through his own divorce, although he was trying to appear as if he was healed and had moved on, but I could detect it because I was going through my own pain. And then I also thought, this man is an ex for a reason, and some of the things that I did not like about that relationship was still there. Even all of these years, past 14 years later, was still there. And I remember at some point, I just put the brakes on the conversation, like, we're not going to flirt with each other or try to come up with any type of plans to date or anything like that to try to rekindle anything or see anything. I realized that the both of us were moving way too fast. Well, at least, in my opinion, I felt like we were moving way too fast. He's an adult, he can do whatever he wants to do. But in that moment when I pumped the brakes, I remember feeling like, you just passed the test. You just passed a major test. And from that moment, then I made a vow to myself that I was going to be celibate. Now, I have not put a time frame. I have actually watched some other people's videos saying that they want to be celibate for a year or 2 years or forever, or until they get married, whatever their goals are. For myself personally, I don't have a set time, and it's not even until I get married. My thing is, I don't want to have meaningless sex. I don't want to have just going through the motions. There's no true connection. It's just all surface, physical, third dimensional feeling type of situation. It's like, all right, see you next week or whenever we'll do this again. I didn't want that, and I don't want that. And also, this is a healing for me. Now, the reason why I said it's not going to be until I get married, I can't say that, is because right now, at this present moment, I don't think I want to ever be married again. I think marriage is a beautiful thing, especially when two people are healed or have done their shadow work and dealt with their demons and whatever they've had happen to them in the past, when they're able to face those things and resolve and heal those things, and then come together as two either healed or, of course, I feel like you're still working on yourself even until you die. But two people coming in, not expecting the other one to make them feel like anything. They come in loving themselves and being accepting of their flaws or whatever, and working through that, and not expecting someone else to make them feel good about themselves, or their day is just shot if that person doesn't tell them they're beautiful or handsome, anything like that. Like, if you have two people coming into a marriage and they're doing that, and if they have some type of religious or spiritual beliefs and they want to incorporate that or not, but whatever, I feel like that's beautiful if two people want to be married. It's just that for myself personally, I don't see it, but I'm not opposed to a loving, deeply rooted in love and high vibrational everything in the future. So I believe at that time, when I find that person and I know for certain, then I could see myself being sexually intimate with that person without being married. I'm just being honest, because like I said, my celibacy journey is not for religious reasons. Now, a major part of my celibacy journey is healing. Number one, I feel like in my marriage personally, sex, okay, I was married to a person that had sexual addictions, porn addictions. When you're married to someone like that, you could feel that. You could feel that energy. You can't help but feel these things. Eventually, having sex with my husband felt meaningless. A lot of times it felt meaningless. I felt like I could have been, there was no difference between me and someone he could have picked up on a corner or in a club. There were times I felt like that based off of the way he described his desires for sex and things that he was looking for. And yeah, and having an adult conversation with you all, there may be some extras that we may be interested in sexually. However, I feel like when you are having these extras in your sexual encounters with someone you love, it shouldn't feel transactional or this for that. I don't know. It's just a turn off, and it just feels like, ugh, especially as a woman, like, oh God, that feels nasty. You feel like a sexual object to your own husband. And so I just remember feeling like a lot of times it was meaningless, or what's the difference between me and someone on a corner? Like, I should be able to feel that difference. Couple that on top of things that happened to me as a child, of being violated sexually as a child and never really addressing that and healing that. And so part of this celibacy journey is to heal that. One of the things I did since I've been celibate was when I had my annual physical, I told the doctor to test me for everything. Test me for HIV, chlamydia, all that. I want to know, because when I am ready to move forward, I want to know that I have a clean slate. I already know I'm doing the work on being celibate and healing and just taking this time to reflect inner, but I also want to have that clean bill of health, as well as when I do decide to move forward with a sexual partner that I would have a deep connection with before taking it to that level. I feel like this is something that the both of us should do. Like, okay, we go back to the doctor, we get tested for everything. We're like, here you go, here we go. Okay, now when we're ready, we don't have these worries, you know. So I do feel like that was an important part of this journey for myself. Now I've watched some other people's videos, and the question may have been asked by them, or they just chose to answer the question, do they feel a difference? And so I'll answer that question just in case you want to know, do I feel a difference? I could say that I feel peace, and I feel like I'm gaining discipline. Prior to being married to my husband, like in previous relationships, there are times where I have been celibate for 3 months here or 6 months there before entering into something, you know, some type of relationships. And in my opinion, there are times I could have moved slower, and I didn't. And so now, with consciously making that effort to be like, no, I don't care if it's 3 years or 5 years or whatever, the goal is to heal myself from what I've been through in my marriage, what I've been through as a child, what I've been through in other relationships, to heal that, to slow the hell down, to not repeat the same mistakes that I made as a younger woman. So I feel a certain type of peace. The other interesting thing is when you are intimate with someone for a very long time, like my situation with being married over 10 years, and you're intimate with someone that have these type of sexual addictions, and it, this is something that consumes them, you can't help but pick up on that energy and feel chaotic as well. Because I'm looking at it like they're depositing into you. Literally, they are, and then all of their feelings, I just kind of feel like with that deposit also brings about everything about them that is hurting, that's broken, that's unresolved, or whatever the hell they got going on top of whatever you got going on. So you can't help but feel that energy and begin to feel that same chaos or unease. And so I feel a difference. Like, I don't feel like, oh my God, I have to do this, or he's going to get mad, or I have to do this to control what he's looking at or doing or could do when I'm not around. To me, sex kind of felt like, when I was married, I better do it. Like, I was afraid, I'm gonna be honest, I was afraid to say no. I would hardly tell him no, even when he had been like disrespectful or said things. I would be like, well, if I said no, I had to be extremely pissed or not feeling well. But other than that, where it controlled him to, he just had to have it as often as he wanted it, it controlled me. And like, oh my God, I need to be able to try to control his behaviors so that he's not looking at something for hours or trying to get it from somewhere else. So let me do what I have to do regardless of how I feel, and the compromise that I'll make with myself is if I'm not feeling well. And I don't think an intimate relationship with your spouse, your significant other, should be like that. I don't think that's the way it was intended to be. I do know, of course, we know sex is for procreation, but at the same time, being able to bond and become one with that person, you shouldn't be sitting there like, oh, I hope this is good enough or whatever. This is going to calm them down, help curb some of that appetite or that high sexual desire. So I feel peace with being celibate, and I don't feel chaotic. And this is also allowing me to see things like things are actually coming up for me to address. I personally would love to go to someone and do something like I don't know how you call it. I don't know if it even exists, but where I can go to someone that could kind of help me to clear and release that energy from any sexual trauma from the past and any sexual experiences before my husband and during our marriage, like just to on a soul level or some, it's a spiritual thing for me, so I don't know how to articulate what it is that I'm looking for, but something to help me just kind of release it and start over. I feel like I want to do that in addition to being a celibate, abstinent, having a clean bill of health, saying I don't have anything, and then just releasing that energy. So that way when I am ready to connect with who I'm supposed to connect with, that I'm not bringing all of that pain and unresolved sexual experiences to that new relationship. Which leads me to the other thing that I wanted to mention that helps me to stay celibate. And that is when I think about a sexual interaction, and this is something that has been coming to my awareness more and more recent, that I can really feel it, or I'm really aware of it. So I'm aware and I notice it just in my own being. And that is when you are with someone and you are with different people, you can't help but take on who they are and what it is that they deal with, good, bad, or indifferent. And I even think about there's people that I have not seen in years, over 10 years, maybe 20, I don't know. And I could still dream about this person, and sometimes in a dream we are in a relationship or trying to start a relationship, or we are being intimate in the dream. And I'm like, I'll wake up from the dream like, that's right. I haven't seen this person or even thought about this person consciously in God knows how long, but subconsciously, obviously, they're still there, and that energetic connection is still there. And so whatever issues this person have, and we have had unprotected sex, then it's like maybe I'm still having dreams about them, and like, oh, okay, so-and-so, how is so-and-so doing this? Because there's still that energetic connection. And I don't want to sleep with someone in the name of feeling good in my area. And the exchange is now, okay, I'm going to feel good temporarily in my area, but the exchange is now I got to take on all of your unresolved pain and hurt, and I'm going to give you mine. So now on top of what I'm already dealing with and what I've already brought to this situation, now I'm going to take on yours. It's like it's deeper to me. It feels deeper than being in there rolling around doing what you do to make each other feel good on the surface. It's like things get left behind. It's like when you exchange those fluids and you come to your climax, there are things left behind there that you can't see, but you start taking on and that you feel. And when I think about that, it's a little scary. It's like, whoa, I don't want to do that. I don't want to take on that. I want to know that when I am ready to do this again, that I am dealing with a person that is doing their work. They've been doing their work. And they're not impressed by some thighs or a backside or some jugs. Like, they're like, you got to bring more than that to the table, sister. You got to bring more than a body. And I'm feeling the same way about them. They're like, okay, I'm looking for something deeper than that, and they're doing that type of work, and they see who they are. They're not rude or ran by that, and it doesn't consume them daily. I'm not judging anyone that it consumes. We've all have made our mistakes. I have moved faster in situations than what I should have. What I'm saying is moving forward, that's what I'm looking for. And this helps make it easier because of my mentality about it now, my mindset about it. Now, is it always easy? Of course not, but it's not difficult. Of course, you know, I've had the experience, so those feelings will come up and it'll be like, okay. But what I do when I feel the feeling, I just be like, I'm aware. You know, I don't try to say, no, you shouldn't be there. It's wrong. Or, you know, it's wrong for me to have that feeling. No, the same way I can have the feeling that I want some ice cream that I can't eat because dairy doesn't like me. Or, I don't know, I want a certain dish, or I want to watch something, or whatever it is that I'm desiring. I treat it the same way. I'm aware. I'm like, okay, you're there. I see that you're here. And it is what it is. I don't have to go scratch the itch. It's okay. I surely would not die if I don't scratch this itch. The feeling is there. Now, to go a little more personal. I've seen some videos where some people talk about to not do, like they don't do, like say sexual toys or masturbation. When I first started the journey, I did say to myself, okay, if push came to shove and it's like, oof, it's whatever, it's just too intense, I will self-pleasure. Because in my opinion, it was like, well, you have two options. If you just feel like you just got to do what you got to do, you can either self-pleasure or you can go have meaningless sex. And so my go-to would be like, okay, I'm going to self-pleasure. But I can honestly say to you all that maybe, I'm sure I can't count on all 10 fingers during the whole entire 1 year time frame that I felt the need. It's like, matter of fact, when the feeling come like, we're here, you know, it would be nice if we could be intimate with someone. Even if I think like, ooh, self-pleasure, it's like I can't do it. It's like, nah, I'm good. It's like I don't want to, you know, like I just don't want to. So I don't know if it's a part of the healing journey. Now, you know, everyone may have their different perspectives when it comes to masturbation or not. I'm not here to tell you what to do. Matter of fact, I didn't even come here to tell you to go on a celibacy journey or not. You know, I'm figuring I should share mine, and maybe somehow by me sharing mine and how it's benefiting me or whatever may inspire you, or may give you some answers or a different perspective. So if masturbation does it for you, that's between you, yourself, and your body. But I'm just saying for myself that I just find that even now, this further along, that I'm just like, can't do it. Overall, I am enjoying this journey. I am enjoying this experience. I don't see myself being intimate with anyone anytime in the near future, because right now I'm just not ready. I feel like when you get out of a romantic relationship, I'm learning that it's really important to just take your time, take the time to reflect inner and just find out what it is about yourself. You know, like not, you know, totally put the focus on that person. Of course, if you were like myself and in a toxic, abusive relationship, you don't want to attract a person like that again, but to also look inner and say, what are the things that I need to work on so that I could heal and not attract the same type of person, or what's in me. Do I have, you know, low self-esteem? Am I hurting? Am I unhealed? What's unresolved? And so I do think that's important. So while I'm doing that work, I'm just enjoying the time to get to know myself, to get to love myself, to not have sex involved and ruling something. I'm taking this energy to be able to be creative and see what else I like besides the things that I already know that I do like. I'm, you know, exploring and just looking forward to growing and healing. And so if you have any questions, about this, like if you know, have any questions for me, and because you're thinking about going on your own journey, you know, please leave those questions down in the comment section. Or if you are on a celibacy journey and you want to share anything, you want to share how it's going for you, or you feel like you want to leave some tips or suggestions for someone that's looking for any in the comment section below, then do so as well. But yep, 1 year and counting. Like I said, I'm not in a rush. I just want to know. I'm just looking for something that I've never experienced before, and that's something that's way deeper, that's not surface, that's not something you could just get from around the corner. I'm looking for something deeper, and it's something that I'm willing to wait for. I'm willing to wait. I'm in no rush. However long it takes for me to heal, so that I am able to attract the new improved version of me, then it's worth the wait. So thank you so much for stopping by, for watching this video, and please feel free to share this video with anyone you feel like would benefit from this, and feel free to drop by anytime to watch other content that I have on this channel. Bye bye for now.